Warning from Cardiovascular Doctors author, Dr. Stephen, cardiovascular specialist. Dear friends, I am an expert in cardiovascular and cerebrovascular diseases. Over the years, I have stood in the clinic and seen countless heartbreaking cases. A previously healthy father died suddenly in his sleep. A young mother suffered a stroke due to work pressure and has been unable to speak since then, and many minor symptoms that could have been prevented ultimately led to an irreversible fate. Today, I want to use the warmest and most serious tone to tell you a scientific and true fact. Cardiovascular and cerebrovascular diseases have become the #1 cause of death worldwide. This is not a disaster that occurs in a certain ethnic group or region, but a global crisis. It is a ruthless killer that never discriminates by age, skin color, or national boundaries. It enters our lives silently just because we ignore the most basic choices in our daily lives. 1. The truth behind this chronic disaster. According to data from the World Health Organization, WHO, in 2023, cardiovascular disease causes more than 17.9 million deaths each year. Accounting for 32% of the global total death toll, more than any major war. The most common ones are coronary heart disease, myocardial infarction, stroke, brain stroke, heart failure, or ruptured aneurysm caused by high blood pressure. You might be thinking, that's an old person problem, right? But this is absolutely not the case. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, CDC, the incidence of myocardial infarction and stroke in people under 40 is increasing year by year. Stress in life, poor diet, long periods of sitting and smoking are accelerating this catastrophe. This is a chronic but fierce storm. It does not appear suddenly, but is the sum of our daily living habits, quietly accumulating over time. 2. The blood vessels in your body are actually a very important river. Think of your blood vessels as rivers in your body. If this river is clear and flowing smoothly, your organs will be nourished, your brain will function clearly, and your heart will beat easily. But if the river is blocked and polluted, it will trigger a series of chain reactions. Vascular sclerosis. It's like a riverbed becoming narrower, making it harder for water to flow. Increased blood pressure. When the river is blocked, the pressure rises, forcing the heart to work harder. Cerebral thrombosis or cerebral hemorrhage. Excessive pressure or rupture of a blood vessel, like a dam collapsing. Heart deprivation of oxygen. Supply interruption, like a power outage in a city, function collapses. Preventing cardiovascular and cerebrovascular diseases means maintaining the river of life in your body. 3. Global perspective. Heavy burden on all countries. United States. 1 person suffers a stroke every 40 seconds and 1 person dies from a heart attack every 33 seconds. China, on average, more than 4 million people die from cardiovascular and cerebrovascular diseases each year, accounting for more than 45% of the total mortality rate. Brazil, cardiovascular disease remains one of the main causes of death, and the comorbidity rate with obesity and diabetes is extremely high. Africa, due to the lack of health education and medical resources, the mortality rate after stroke is much higher than that in developed countries. This is not just a problem that sick people should be concerned about, but a wake-up call for the health of society as a whole. 4. The golden principle of prevention. Start the revolution from life. I always tell my patients, you didn't get sick suddenly. You just neglected your health for a long time. The following methods have been proven to be effective by scientific research and are also strategies that I have seen time and again in my clinical practice to save lives. 1. Food revolution. Turning the kitchen into a pharmacy. Say no to processed, fried foods, and sugary drinks. Eat deep-sea fish, such as salmon, olive oil, and nuts 2 to 3 times a week. Eat at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day to keep your intestines and blood vessels clean. Eating natural foods, oats, brown rice, tofu, sweet potatoes, is safer than any medicine. 2. Exercise prescription. Let your blood vessels breathe again. 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic exercise, brisk walking, swimming, dancing, per week. Muscle strength training 2 times can stabilize blood sugar and reduce fat. Walking 10,000 steps a day is better than taking 3 health supplements. 3. Stress management. Your mood is a reflection of your blood pressure. Spend 10 minutes a day breathing quietly or writing down small things you are grateful for. Talk to people, smile, hug. These are natural blood pressure lowerers. Strike a balance between work and rest, and don't be a slave to life. 4. Regular inspections. Break the shadow of the silent killer in advance. If blood pressure is higher than 130/80, lifestyle intervention should be started. Blood lipid LDL higher than 130 or triglyceride too high needs to be treated. Family history. Those who have relatives who have suffered from heart disease or stroke need to pay more attention earlier. 5. Acupoint Nourishing Heart Method. TCM's Flexible Healing Press Nigon Acupoint. Soak your feet and rub Yongchen Acupoint for 3 minutes every night. Tea. Hawthorn and cassia seed tea, salvia and red dates tea, good for daily conditioning. 5. A cardiovascular specialist's thoughts. I've seen many people regret on their deathbed, but I'd rather see you take action now. Not for any medical data, but for your family and for the journey you have not yet completed. Prevention is not a troublesome thing, but a very important and worthwhile thing. When you choose to eat 1 less serving of fried chicken, drink 1 more glass of water, take 1 more walk, or laugh 1 more time, you are actually extending the time you share with your loved one. 6. Doctor's warm reminder to the world. If you don't have any symptoms now, please don't be complacent, because many heart attacks cause sudden death during the first attack. If you feel tired, chest tightness, and dizziness every day, please don't endure it, because that is your body's first cry for help. If you often feel that you don't have time to exercise or eat healthy meals, please remember that when you get sick, you will find that all your time has to be dedicated to the hospital. Warm conclusion. From today on, let your heart beat more freely. I wrote this article just to remind you. Your blood vessels are quiet, but they demand action from you. Your heart can't speak, but it needs your care. May you be on the path of health every day. May this world have less sadness and more hope because of every small choice we make. Thank you for taking the time to read this. This means you have taken the most important step. See you next time. My best wishes to you, my dear friends.